Hello Vlogalogue, how you guys doing? I'd just like to point out that I took my smartwatch off so as not to be distracted while making this video. I would like to point out though that there is a particular reason why I decided to buy a smartwatch when I did and why I didn't buy the Apple Watch. I bought my smartwatch sort of to act as a home automation type hub controller thing. I can give voice commands to my watch to have it activate lights and even turn on my projector and stuff like that. I'm really into this whole concept of like a connected smart home thing, which I know is actually kind of like the opposite of what Luke talked about, where he wanted the internet to be sort of not connected. He wanted it to be for like research and go back to being like not connected thing. So yeah, overall there seemed to be this opinion that, you know, smartwatches are either not very good or about them, and that's cool. I really don't think they're for everyone, and I think you have to have a very specific use case in mind when you're gonna buy one. There's not like a killer function that means that everyone needs to go out and buy one. They're really more of a curiosity and a specialty device for people who have like an idea that they want to utilize for, and that's completely fine. I don't think it's going to revolutionize the market like the smartphones have, unless that killer app comes along. And I personally don't know what that killer app is, and if I did, I certainly wouldn't be telling you and the general public. I'd be writing it. I'd like to revisit the concepts that Luke talked about in his video about having a little bit of like regret for not growing up in simpler times where there wasn't this big sort of distraction in going out and finding dead bodies on railroad tracks and shooting people in the head with BB guns and all that stuff that apparently happened before the internet existed. I personally don't remember that time. I grew up with dial-up, so that was fun. I'm sure that's an experience that some of the people on this channel have definitely had, but I'm not sure all. We'll find out if Luke ever had dial-up. That'll be an interesting question, because I wasn't that old when we got broadband, and Luke's not that much younger than I am, so let's find out about that. Anyway, I'd like to talk about, and with a little bit of prompting from Dave, social media and how it relates to how people grow up nowadays. And is it better than how people, perhaps in the previous generations, our parents, grew up? And are we better off, or are we worse off, or are we basically the same? Because I think it's basically the same, if not better, with the possible caveat that I grew up in the middle of nowhere, and so I have confessed many times that if I wanted to hang out with people, I would either have to drive half an hour, or convince my parents to drive me half an hour, or I'd have to use the internet. And with that in mind, obviously the internet is like a million times better, because I can be like, I'm bored, let's hang out, click, we're hanging out, hey, what's up with you? That's fun. And like, that was certainly much better than perhaps just being alone. And obviously it's going to be different for everyone, but I think turning the internet into sort of an educational concept only for education and not for friendships and not for communication is actually like a bad idea. And would significantly weaken its power. Like, YouTube wouldn't exist. Well, what would we do if YouTube didn't exist? I wouldn't be talking to you right now. I guess some parts of YouTube are educational, but I don't think Vlogalogue quite qualifies for that. Maybe we should start integrating education into this. Okay, this is a battery. Did you know it works by moving electrons? I don't know why I'm trying to explain how batteries work. Anyway, point being, do you think that social media improves growing up or detracts from growing up? Do you think we should be more of the let's go look on the rails and find dead bodies type of society, or do you think we should be inside and connecting with people in like different ways? And I think it's ideally it's a healthy mix of both. I don't think it's an either or, but I don't think adding this internet thing into the mix detracts from the experience. I think it adds to it. But I almost think it's just an opinion thing. And so I'm very curious to see what everyone's opinion is. And on that, let's see where people go with this. And I look forward to the responses. See you all later. Bye!